think that the adult you are today owes a tremendous debt to the experience you went through in this very small period of time of your life, 3 years, or 4 years. It made you the adult you are now. So you learned how to, sit at a table, hold a conversation, how to relate to certain people in a certain way, how to say hi, hello, how to be able to move within a social milieu, all of those things which are very important.
Am I recording again? It was the tolerant sort of community where, somebody who had issues to work through, I think, could have maybe resolved them.
I remember, and I was very shy, and the whole time I was here I suffered from crippling social anxiety, but this was a very kind environment for people such as myself. And
I used to take a walk on the, quote, biology trail, and I would do it just for fun. But most people were doing it to smoke or to make out, or so.
I blush to say this, there was a curiosity about the opposite sex.
No.
Really?
Get out.
Oh, yes, yes.
I came from Westport, Connecticut. I was going to high school and the public school in Westport, and I just, wasn't really connecting to the school, and then my parents saw that I needed something more, so they found this place, and it was really great. Made a huge difference.
Most formative part of my life. I didn't know who I was, where I was going, what I wanted to be, and I discovered parts of me that I liked and parts of me that I didn't, and from that I formed a foundation of who I am today, and I like me. Being able to bring people together is very gratifying, because it's family. This was my family for 3 years.
So this recitative developed and became, later on, it became the way they do a lot of the dialogue in opera.
Very good.
I checked to see if there were some that were missing little lights or anything.
So we're here in the cafeteria now, and we're going to do an interview with Jim Stewart at 4 o'clock. And we're going to try to arrange a conversation between the earliest alumni and one of the later alumni to get the broad span of the 8 years where Jim Stewart was here.
I was telling Mark Revere, who's one of the few people who remember Francis, that if Francis had lived, Barlow would be one of the great progressive co-ed schools in the United States, far better than Putney. Mm-hmm. He was an amazing man. Mm-hmm. The happiest time of my life professionally was teaching Barlow.
What made it so?
The students. And the other thing I remember was the shock that went through the campus like an electrical force was when President Kennedy was assassinated.
Do you know what you said?
I don't know what I said.
I know what you said.
What did I say?
Oh God, Lyndon's in the White House.
Oh my God.
Dining hall.
I said that?
You said just that.
President Kennedy was shot. We were in here having lunch.
Yeah.
See, he was shot, and then they didn't know if he was going to die. We all ran out, and there were these gray GMC trucks that the handyman had. You remember? And we all stood around with the door open of the truck listening to the radio, because we had no radios at school.
I say my roots, and I mean that, and it's true, my roots are in Barlow, even though I was only here for 2 years.
Because it's beautiful here, I wanted to see my old classmates. Joan Glaberson, the class of '64. Oh, we had the art in the goat barn, which I don't think exists anymore. I think there was a fire and it's gone now.
Well, this scarf has a story to it.
I want to hear the story.
46 years ago, a student named Sheila Miller acquired my scarf. She brought it back today.
Here's your scarf.
Oh my God!
Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
I don't know how I got it. It's been cleaned. It's been taken care of.
This is from Brooks Brothers.
But 100 million years ago.
It was a pivotal experience for many of us, and it certainly was, faculty as well as students. I was here for 3 years, and they were some of the most significant years of my life.
With this coin, you can purchase your dreams. Without it, you cannot.
If you have crummy dreams.
Yes.
Catherine Weil. I was here from 1963 to 1967. And I always thought Barlow saved my life.
I've heard that from some people, but not from you. How did Barlow save your life?
I created my own world here. I wasn't following in the footsteps of others at home, and there was a totally different structure. What I loved was the quality of the art and the drama and the music, and I also liked being in the countryside.
And we did a lot of funny things, like we did happenings. Remember the happenings?
Vaguely.
What was a happening?
It wasn't exactly a play. I don't think there was much script to it, but there could be, and everybody just put on a costume and did funny things. It was kind of initiated by the art teacher, Lenny Beecher.
It was an art form that was, emerging in the 60s in New York and other places. It's basically
Andy Warhol.
Basically a non-static art event, a non-static assembly of people moving in an unscripted way.
Happenings? No, that wasn't when I was here. It was pretty conservative when I was here. I think that happened after I left, probably in the later 60s.
Just got you there, huh?
The reason why I did decide to say a few words is because I want to go on public and thank on tape two teachers who made a huge difference in my life. And basically the first teacher is Vicki Green, and I wanted to come back and walk past the room where I learned a real love of poetry, and she taught it so mathematically and simply that even a child could write poetry.
Julia.
Julia, what was your defining moment here this weekend?
Well, I think there were several, but one that hasn't been said would probably be where, my mom took us all out on a walk where she used to walk in her free time, and to see like the beautiful scenery and everything, and like see the trails that my mom used to take really helped me connect with the landscape.
We're still hearing stories things that happened when I was here that I didn't know about.
Yeah. We built a dam which was in front of the kitchen here, but
no, it thrives on rain.
Like I said, since I had gotten laid off my full-time job, I said
I lived with them one summer after I'd been at work.
Finally you become articulate. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and now.
Gotta get the food.
way up. Oh, how funny. But I used to love her. I mean, she was very